Continuamos en este gran encuentro de la Serie Mundial de Boxeo. México contra Cuba. Y a continuación, damas y caballeros, vamos a recibir con el aplauso de todos ustedes. Tenemos primeramente en la esquina azul del equipo de Cuba, Cruz.
So into the bantamweight division we go now, this one up to 56 kilograms, and we have coming to the ring now representing Cuba, a real handful by the name of Cruz. And well, one of the things about these two boxers is that they've both got very unnational names, if you like. This one's called Andy, the other one's called Brian. So Cuba then lost the opening bout. The light flyweight contest very, very tight. Velasquez of Mexico took that one against Johnny's Argalagos to make it the first defeat in 21 outings for the Cubans. And don't forget, of course, you know, the bigger margin you win by, the more points you get. So it's very, very important not to drop decisions here and there.
Damas y caballeros, y toda la afición de Aguascalientes recibe con ese aplauso para el guerrero de México, Brian El Pillín Gonzalez.
So here comes Brian Gonzalez. So we've got Brian against Andy. Brian Gonzalez, Andy Cruz, who's a real handful, Cruz. And Gonzalez, well, relatively inexperienced. He's only had one bout, and he won that by stoppage in the World Series of Boxing. Let's see how he fares here. Mexico, by the way, reached the playoffs in season number 2. And in season 3, every boxer in the Mexican side were ranked in the top 10. And they did have that fantastic win against Azerbaijan, winning 3-2. So, you know, they've got a lot of talent. But the question is, have they come here to beat the Cubans, or have they come to compete? And as I said earlier, use the throwaway cards. Not on this occasion, I wouldn't have thought.
Damas y caballeros, a continuación, supervisor WSB Luis Boselli de Brasil, que ha designado como jueces para esta pelea a Joseph Domadores de Hungría, Tony Germain de Canadá, Armando Carbonell de Colombia, Igor Bilatsky de Ucrania, Yazar Sinar de Turquía. Tercero en la superficie de Italia, Albino Fotti. Damas y caballeros, tenemos a continuación en la categoría de los 56 kilogramos. Pelearán 5 rounds. Presentamos primeramente en la esquina azul de los Domadores de Cuba. Tenemos a Cruz. Damas, que nos presentamos en la esquina contraria. Él es originario de Cuernavaca, Morelos, México. El campeón nacional, Brian Pillín Gonzalez.
So there you are then, a cracking match in prospect here. Andy Cruz from Cuba against Mexico's Brian Gonzalez. Our referee, of course, from Italy. Now, Cruz knows all about the Argalagos decision, and he will try to overturn that one here. These lads weigh up to 56 kilograms, which is about 8 stone 5. Give or take an ounce or two. And most of the weight divisions have risen in poundage over the last year or so. Once again, we've got a real handful here as well in Brian Gonzalez. He loves a punch-up. What the Cubans appear to have is the ability to box exceptionally well, but they'll fight if they have to, and they do that very well too. Just reminding that Brian Gonzalez has had one bout with the World Series of Boxing. He won that by stoppage victory, and obviously we're trying to repeat that here, but he might have to go some. Good work there from the Mexican. Once again, though, a very cool Cuban here in action. Nice bit of work there, lovely bit of work coming in from Andy Cruz.
Stay back, stay back.
Well, I did say Cruz was a real handful, and that was a very awkward right hand, high on the head, and then one on the jaw from Brian Gonzalez, but the first round, I think, clearly goes the way of Andy Cruz. So a bit of replay from the opener. So round two, and this man, Brian Gonzalez, really had his moments, didn't he, in round one, but I just don't think he had quite enough of them. As we come out now for the second round, and Andy Cruz from Cuba, well, looked like he nicked the opener. Will he take the second as well? We'll see. I tell you what, this Gonzalez can fight, can't he? Bit of a switch hitter at times, although he didn't use the southpaw style there to land a punch. So it looks like Cruz is trying to take a bit of heat out of this one now. Just by backing off and being sensible. Much quieter. I don't think that's what Gonzalez would like, though. I think he wants a punch-up. Lovely uppercut there from Andy Cruz. Such talent, these Cubans.
Stay back.
And once again, Brian Gonzalez loving to get engaged in a good old-fashioned war. Well, Cruz puts it in right here. Great work now from Andy Cruz. Brian Gonzalez, one of those men you've got to beat all the way through. If you relax for a second, he's on top of you. But for me, that's 2 rounds out of 2 for Andy Cruz. So round 3 coming up then. Cracking fight, this one, in the bantamweight division. And we are looking, of course, at the man in green, Brian Gonzalez of Mexico, up against Andy Cruz of Cuba. Cruz, I believe, has taken the first 2. But of course, my opinion doesn't count. And that's a lovely long uppercut there a moment ago from Andy Cruz. And Gonzalez trying awfully hard here, but getting caught. The problem here for Gonzalez at the moment is the accuracy of Andy Cruz. Not a massive puncher, I don't think, Cruz, by any means, but my goodness me. You know, when he sets out to throw a punch, it generally gets through on target. Perfectly fair to say that Brian Gonzalez is an absolute trier. He doesn't give up for a second. But he's paying a pretty heavy price now for his bravery, isn't he? Just reminded then, the first bout was lost by the Cubans. It went the Mexicans' way when Johnny Zargalagos was beaten by Joselito Velasquez. This is our second contest in the bantamweight division. And Andy Cruz has got a chance to make amends here by beating Brian Gonzalez of Mexico. The break there from Gonzalez. 2 seconds to go. There's the bell, and that's a good round in the bag, I suspect, for Andy Cruz. 3 on the spin. Penultimate round then, round 4. So allow me to remind you, yes, once again, Brian Gonzalez in the green shorts of Mexico up against this very, very useful Cuban, Andy Cruz. And I think Brian Gonzalez got everything right to start with. But I just think that Cruz has gone up a gear. Gone up a gear psychologically, that is. You know, he's changed. Not necessarily in his pace or his physical ability, but, you know, just the way he does things. And that in itself, of course, is a great skill. The uppercuts on the inside there from Cruz have done Gonzalez no good whatsoever. So you can see here on a gradual level, you know, that Brian Gonzalez gradually being taken apart here by Andy Cruz. Well, you're not allowed to punch on the back of the head or indeed the neck. They weren't genuinely delivered punches anyway.
Up.
Well, I think some of the crowd are making more of this than they should, but sometimes, you know, in desperate times call for desperate measures. And this is a very, very, very good round here for Andy Cruz, despite the fact that Gonzalez is trying so hard. Well, at the moment, I can't give Gonzalez a round. I've got it 40-36 in favour of the Cuban, Andy Cruz. And despite the fact that Gonzalez is a real trier, fifth and final round then to decide this one, or maybe not. As I say, I've got a very clear lead in favour of the Cuban after 4 rounds. This is the last one, the last opportunity Brian Gonzalez will get to put this man away. Don't forget, of course, he did that in his first bout. Will he do it here in the second? Well, now switch to southpaw from Cruz. Back to orthodox. And good punch picking there from Cruz. And he knows, like the rest of us, that Gonzalez is beginning to really feel the pace here. Been a good fight to watch, despite the fact that Cruz appears to be winning it reasonably comfortably. You know, he's never had a moment when he could relax. He's always had to keep the pressure on. So into the last minute we go now. Andy Cruz, well, not cruising by any means. And a good effort this by Brian Gonzalez. He really has put his heart and soul into this one. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Looks like a pretty clear-cut win now for Andy Cruz. Well done. And a great effort there from Gonzalez. Well, I didn't give a round against Cruz there. I got it 50-45 in favour of the Cuban. Not that, as I say, that matters, but hopefully that gives you something to work on. And there have been so many changes in amateur stroke professional boxing over the years, and I'm delighted now that things have kind of streamlined. Here we go then for the official verdict.
Damas y caballeros, su atención, por favor. Después de 5 rounds de pelea, tenemos la puntuación de los jueces. Los 3 jueces coinciden en la puntuación 46-49. Damas y caballeros, el vencedor de esta pelea por decisión unánime de la esquina azul,
Well, there you go. There's your winner.
Cruz.
A unanimous points winner, Andy Cruz. Well done, Andy. But a great effort there from Brian Gonzalez. Well, our next bout will be in the light welterweight division, which has now moved up from 63.5 kilograms to 64. So 10 stone 1 now the limit. And we will have the very useful Yasnia Toledo from Cuba up against Raul Garcia of Mexico. One of Mexico's best lightweights, to be honest.
Si vamos en este escenario a las bellezas, las guerreritas de la Serie Mundial de Boxeo. Que se escuche ese fuerte aplauso para estas bellezas que hoy nos acompañan, las guerreritas de la Serie Mundial de Boxeo.
No es gente lo que va a quedar. ¡Uda! Y sigue.